Hello everyone. So let's start with the next topic. So previously we have learned the three-phase supply. We gone through the phase sequence, right? Then we have seen the mathematical representation of three-phase voltages, right? So basically there are three voltages. Okay. Now let us now these three voltages are basically divided into two types of connection. Okay, one is a star connection and one is a delta connection. Right? There are three voltages, so we have a three phases, right? So these three phases are the connection of these three phases are of two types. One is a delta connection and one is a star connection. So let us see what we mean by delta connection. Okay, so delta connection is nothing but it is like a triangle form. Okay, and there are three voltages. So you can see the three joint of that triangle is nothing but the three phases. Okay, so here you can see it is written IL. IL means, okay, you can see in the diagram there is a IL, right? So IL means line current. Line current means the current which is coming from the main supply. Okay, and you can see there is a symbol of an inductor. Okay, so the current passing through that inductor is a phase current, IP. Okay, so the current which is coming from supply, it is IL, that is line current, and when the current goes to the phase, okay, it is a phase current. Similarly, the voltage between two joints is nothing but a line voltage. Yet you can see dotted and there is a VL, and the voltage between the phase is a phase voltage. Okay, in the diagram you can clearly see the IL, IP, okay, and VL, that is between the two joints, between the two terminals. Basically in the left hand side there the three lines are nothing but the three phases, right? R, that is red, first one is red, second one is yellow, and last one is blue. So the voltage between the red and yellow or red and blue, okay, is nothing but a line voltage, and the voltage between that phase is nothing but a phase voltage. So there is a one relation which we have to remember. In a delta connection, remember that line voltage is equal to phase voltage. Okay, line voltage is equal to phase voltage, that is VL is equal to VP. In fact, in our notes we will see that VPH. Okay, P means phase, PH is also phase. So just don't get panic when you will see VPH. It is one and the same thing. So VL is equal to VPH, and line current IL is equal to root 3 into IPH. Okay, so there is a difference between line current and phase current. Line current is equal to root 3 into IPH. So this is a delta connection, right? In the same way, there is a star connection. Okay, so in the star means all the three phases are connecting at a common point, and that point is known as neutral. Okay, right, you can see the connection of these three, where all the three phases are meeting at the center. That point is nothing but it is known as neutral. Okay, so the again it is similarly like this. The current coming from the supply, right, you can see that line. So the current is coming from the supply is a line current, and when it is passing through the phase, it is a phase current. So you can see the line current is coming, the current which is coming from the line, same current is going to the phase. Okay, so that is why line current is equal to phase current here. In the star connection, IL is equal to IPH. Okay, and what do you mean by line voltage here? Right, same, the voltage between the two line, you can see this VL, okay, between the two line, and what is the VP, phase voltage? Phase voltage is nothing but the voltage between the line and that neutral point where the three phases are connecting. So that is nothing but a phase voltage. So what is the relation between line voltage and phase voltage? A line voltage is equal to root 3 into phase voltage. Okay, so it is exact opposite of the delta connection. In a delta connection, V is equal to same. In a star connection, I is equal to same. In a delta connection, IL is equal to root 3 into IPH, and in a star connection we have to replace I by V. VL is equal to root 3 into VP. Okay, so these formulas are very important from the exam point of view. Sometimes they ask only the relation between line current, phase current, line voltage and phase voltage for star and delta connection. You just have to write these 4 lines and you will get 4 marks. Okay, some maybe they can ask for 2 marks also, and with the diagram they can ask for 4 marks, but it is very simple. So this is a relation between voltages and current in the delta connection and a star connection. Remember this thing, star and delta connection are for three-phase supply, right? It is not for single phase supply. So let us see next thing. Okay, now what do you mean by the purely resistive circuit? Okay, so in the exam sometimes they ask purely resistive circuit, purely inductive circuit, or purely capacitive circuit. So in these types of questions you have to remember 4 points. First one is diagram, second one is mathematical representation. I hope you all know now what you mean by mathematical representation. Third one is waveform, and fourth one is phasor diagram. Okay, so let us go through one by one. Purely resistive circuit, right? If the circuit consists of only resistor, okay, in the diagram you can see this. If the circuit consists of only resistor, then it is a purely resistive circuit. Okay, so you have to write the 4 points. First one is diagram. Okay, you can see the diagram. It is for 1 mark. Second one is mathematical representation of voltage and current of the circuit consists only resistor. Okay, so what is the mathematical representation? Okay, so right, I hope you remember that formula V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So same here, you can see in the diagram waveform. So I have not written the representation, but while you are making the notes, you have to write the equation. The equation is nothing but here. Okay, so you can see here. Okay, so just remember one thing. The phase difference between voltage and current in the purely resistive AC circuit is nothing but 0. Okay, what is the phase difference in the purely resistive circuit? 0. I hope if you have gone through my previous lecture, you know what do you mean by phase difference, right? So you can see here, voltage and current, voltage is of blue color and current is of purple color. Okay, so both are starting from 0 and ending at the same point, that is 2 pi, right? So that means they are in the phase, right? The phase difference is 0. Okay, and these two equation which is written here, you have to write that equation here also. Okay, you have to write that equation here also. So while making the notes, you will write all that equation here also. So I'm keeping it blank. It is for you for your exercise. Okay, so that you also have a practice of writing equations. Just in the voltage, if don't write R, just cancel the R. Okay, just write VR is equal to Vm, right? Basically R into I is nothing but V, right? We know that Ohm's law. So in the R into I, instead of that you can write Vm also, Vm sin omega t. VR is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to Im sin omega t. Okay, simple. And just look at the phasor diagram. I told you for drawing the phasor diagram you should know 3 things: voltage, current and phase difference. So here phase difference is 0, right? That is why the current and voltage are overlapping. Okay, so here you can see clearly that phase difference between voltage and current is 0. So just remember for one thing, for purely resistive circuit phase difference is 0. Now let us go for purely inductive AC circuit. Okay, so this is L. I told you the symbol, the denotation L is inductor is denoted by L, right? So this is an inductor. What do you mean by purely inductive circuit? The circuit which consists of only inductor and nothing else, not voltage, not capacitor. Okay, so this is a diagram. Mathematical representation you will find in the waveform only. Okay, so just remember one thing, in the purely inductive circuit, okay, in the purely inductive circuit, current is lagging, right? Current is lagging by 90 degree. You can see current is below and voltage is above, right? So I told you in my previous lecture also, the thing which is starting from the top are positive are always leading, and which is starting from below are lagging. Right? So here voltage which is in blue color starting from top positive, so it is a leading, and it is leading by 90 degree. Right? You can see that both the waveform crossing the x-axis at 90 degree. Right? Purple starting from 0 and blue is cancelling x-axis at 90 degree. Okay. So the equation which you can see in the waveform, you have to write it here, okay, at that space, that blank space, while writing these things, while making the handwritten notes of yours. So V is equal to Vm sine omega t plus 90, right? Because it is leading, right? That is the plus 90. Also, you can write that if you don't want to write plus 90, you can write minus 90 in the current equation. I is equal to Im sine omega t minus 90. It is one and the same, right? So this is a waveform equation. This is a equation, and you can see here waveform also. Now let us go for phasor diagram. We have drawn the voltage, current, and the phase difference, that is 90 degree, right? Who is leading? Voltage is leading, current is lagging, right? So just remember one thing. Just remember only one parameter. Okay. Here we can say that current is lagging, right? Current is lagging here. Don't remember for voltage, just remember for current. In the inductive, I, current is lagging, and in the capacitor, current will be leading, right? In the inductor, capacitor, current is lagging by 90 degree. In the capacitor, current will be leading by 90 degree, right? So just remember only for current, inductor lagging, capacitor leading. Okay, so just it will not create any confusion. And for resistive circuit, it is very simple. There is a phase difference is 0. So diagram, equation, you can write it from waveform. This is a waveform and this is a phasor diagram, right? So 4 things are completed in the purely inductive AC circuit also. Now let's go for purely capacitive AC circuit. So again you can see diagram consists of only capacitor. Okay, so I told you what will happen here. Current will be leading or lagging. In inductive it was lagging. Here it will be leading. So see the waveform. Okay, who is starting from the top? Purple one, right? Purple is nothing but current waveform. So current is leading here, right? How much is leading? 90 degree. And who is lagging? Voltage is lagging, right? So you can simply saw the diagram and you will understand now, right? We have seen a lot of waveform example for the phase difference. If still you have any doubt, you can go through my previous video lecture of the phase differences of waveform. So that's why I told you at that time it is very important. Okay, now just go for phasor diagram. There is a voltage, current, and the difference between is 90 degree. So who is above? Current is above. That means current is leading, right? Here current was lagging, right? Because it is downwards. But here it is above. So current is leading. Okay. So just remember one thing. Again I am repeating. Purely resistive circuit. In purely resistive circuit, there is a phase difference 0. Purely inductive circuit, inductive, right? I, that is current. Here current is lagging, and purely capacitive, current is leading. Okay, we have to mention 4 things in exam also. First one is diagram, second one is mathematical representation. In short, you can write equation also, expression also, and third one is waveform, and fourth one is phasor diagram. Okay, now let's go to the next topic. What are the different types of power in the AC circuit? Okay, so basically there are 3 main types of power in the AC circuit. First one is active power, right? In a DC circuit we have only one power, VI, product of voltage and current, because there was no phase difference, right? There was no phase difference, so there is only voltage and current. But here there is a phase difference, so we have different types of power. So first power is nothing but active power, which is also known as true power or average power or real power. Okay, it has many names. So just don't get confused. The most common name is active power. Okay, in the numerical sometimes they ask find average power also. So you have to find active power only. Okay. So what is active power? It is nothing but a product of RMS value of voltage, current, and the cosine of the angle between them. Okay, you will see the formula. It is very simple. P is equal to VI cos phi. Product of voltage, current, and the cosine of the angle between them. Right? I hope you understand the for what do you mean by phi? Right? Phase difference between voltage and current. So if you know the formula, you can write definition also. Okay, so I am repeating once again. It is a product of RMS value, right? If V and I is not mentioned by anything, not RMS, not average or not maximum, then understood it is a RMS value only. The RMS product of the RMS value of voltage, current and the cosine of the angle between them is known as active power. Okay, the unit is watt. So this is the most common and it is very important definition. Second one is reactive power. It is a product of the RMS value of voltage and current and the sine of the angle between them, right? So only cos will be replaced by sine. That is the only difference. Okay, it is denoted by Q. Q is equal to VI sine phi. Okay. What is a unit? VAR. V is for voltage, A is for ampere, and R means a reactive power. So R is just a denotation of reactive. VAR. Next one is apparent power. Apparent power is nothing but simple. It is a product of RMS value of voltage and current, right? It is denoted by S. S is equal to V into I, and the unit is VA. V is for voltage, A is for, that is A means ampere, that is for current. Okay, so these are the three power. It is very simple. Just if you understood the formula, you can write the definition of your own. And just remember the unit, watt, VAR and VA. Okay. So if you know these three things, you can draw the power triangle also. Okay. So it's just a little, the peak is not clear, but still you will understood. I will tell you. You can draw on your book also, in your book. So it is a right angle triangle. Just no need to draw this arrow. You can write simple right angle triangle. So the hypotenuse is nothing but apparent power, right? S is equal to V into I. That is the third one. Okay. The apparent power is making the angle with the active power. Okay. You can see here P is equal to VI cos phi. It is not clear, but you can understood from here also. P is equal to VI cos phi, right? And the side opposite to the angle, to the phi, is nothing but a reactive power. Okay, that is VI sin phi. Okay, so this is a power triangle. Sometimes they ask this power triangle for 2 marks. So it is, you just have to draw this diagram and denote 4 things in fact: P, Q, S and angle phi. Okay, so this is a power triangle. I hope you are clear. You have a clear concept for this. If there will be any doubt, we will solve in a live session. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Okay, there is one more thing. Let's go through this topic also. This is the last topic, power factor. Okay, so power factor is nothing but, it is a ratio. It is defined as a ratio of the active power to the apparent power. Okay. Now, what do you mean by active power? Active power is nothing but VI cos phi. Okay, and now what do you mean by apparent power? VI. Okay, so when you will divide VI cos phi upon VI, what will happen? VI will get cancelled, and what will be remain? Cos phi. Okay, so what do you mean by power factor? Power factor is nothing but a cos phi. So it is a very important definition also, and it is very useful in numericals. Okay, if someone tell you find the power factor, you first have to find the phase angle and just you have to find the cos of that angle. It will be a power factor. Okay, so it is simple power factor. So I hope you don't have any doubt in this definition, simple definition. So we stop here. Thank you, guys.